Hello, today we will be setting up GitHub for Unreal. Source control is important. It does not always have to be used for a team. It can be used by a solo to keep it a project as backup. If you ever make an error, you can go back to past version of the project. You will need a few things: a GitHub account to store the repository, the Github desktop launcher which will be used to send content to other people, and Git itself to connect it to Unreal. Once you installed everything, restart Editor. We can continue making this project into a Git repository. Click on the top, Source Control, then connect to Source Control. You get a few options. With this tutorial, we are using Git. You have more options. You will need a git ignore file. More information on that later on. Second, there is git lfs, but I won't be doing a video on that today. Anyway, just initialize the project. Straight after, you can just accept the settings. If there was an error, comment below, and I can message you some fixes. Next, open up GitHub Desktop. If it is new, it will look like this. If not, it will look like this, but it is all the same of pressing Add Local Repository. Locate your source of the project. Make sure that the .git file is in there or else it won't work. Now you have a lot of random files. Some are needed, others are unnecessary. This is why git ignore is important, so it can cut down on files, and only send what is needed. Download the git ignore file I send below and put it in your source folder, replacing the old one. In a git ignore, you have all these random words, but they are file extensions which don't need to be sent. Now we can publish a Git repository, give it a name, description, and make it public or private. Now publish it, and now you have a repository. At this point, you can now have access to fetching, pushing, and pulling commits. It is always important to check it daily when working on a team, so first you will need to add in a summary and description to each commit so your future self knows what is in that commit. Then click this publish branch. First ones usually takes a while. Anyway, you can check history to see if it is done well. If you go back to the main page, you can see 3 buttons. This will be easy access to opening code or opening your repository. Now, let's move on to pushing more items. Here we have an actor. This will automatically be added onto the GitHub desktop. All you would have to do is add a name and push it. This is the same with adding in code, any data. Here is an image which shows what each icon is for. Anyway, now moving on to a second method of sending items. Let's create a new item. Now, in the map toolbar, there is a submit to source control. This will also submit items. And then you can go to pushing it like usual. Also, at the bottom, there is an undo button, just in case you don't want to push yet. If you have pushed, you cannot undo, unless you revert changes found in the history tab, which also gets pushed/pulled. Reverting can get a bit messy and lose a lot of work. Adding collaborators is pretty simple, can be done in the GitHub website in the repository settings. It is in Manage Access. After logging in, it will show you this page, where you can invite a teammate from username or email. Afterwards, the teammate will get an email, and they would have to join in by pressing a join link on the email. Now to have that project linked to Unreal, the teammate would have to press the code button and get that link in the HTTPS. They would have to open GitHub Desktop and clone repository from URL. Paste URL there and then clone. Cloning takes a while depending on size of project. Branches, they can really help teams with less overriding work, well, if they are used correctly. To create a branch, you can do it in GitHub Desktop. For this test, I will create a testing branch. Once that is done, you will be given an option. This is only if you have work in the other current branch. This is so you can take your changes to the next branch or to just leave it alone. For this, we can just leave it alone. I will also be showing you another branch, the art branch. Now we get a template choice. Choose whatever you want. Make sure you are in the art branch now. Time to test these branches. In Unreal, create another test asset. Could be a material or something. Let's not push it yet, but see what happens when we switch branch and then switch back again. Now our content is stashed. This can be restored or deleted. Alright, now we can push it. Before I show you merging to master, let's switch branches, to show you what happens live in the content branch. It is kinda hard to show, because branches are for multiple teammates on different computers. Alright, I also added an actor into the test branch, just to show more of the switching. Time to teach you how to merge branches. Go to the branch you want to merge, then create a pull request. This will send you to the GitHub website, where you can merge a specific branch to another branch. Pull requests help with comparing the content, checking conflicts, and merging branches. So at this point, if there are no conflicts, then you can just merge normally. Comment below if there are errors. Now you have successfully merged, so now you go back onto your project, you switch your GitHub branch to master, you wait a few seconds, and your content browser has not updated with the art branch material. Well, to actually update, you would have to fetch and pull the data, just like you would normally do when another teammate sends work. Now, you have an overview of GitHub. Hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. For any in-depth information, I can say in the comments alongside answer any questions you have. Bye.